Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2007 General Manager mode. My name is BrendenPlayz. We're currently 1 week away from the Summerslam pay-per-view, and we're here with this week's Monday Night Raw as we're looking to have a strong showing before the big event. So it will be a Smackdown vs. Raw pay-per-view. Last week, not the best week for us. I mean, we haven't had a very good run of it. We had some bad shows week after week after week. As you can see, SmackDown is coming back in the ratings war, and it probably won't be long until they overtake us. We just need to have a very successful SummerSlam. If we can do that, we should be well ahead in the ratings war again, and we'll have time to move because Unforgiven is coming up after SummerSlam, which is a huge advantage for us because after SummerSlam, if we can have a successful Unforgiven as well, then we will have a massive jump on SmackDown in the ratings. So it's very, very, very crucial that we have a big show. So here's where we're currently standing. Right now we're doing okay. Some people want a kind of title shot, JBL, Tori and Randy Orton, for example. A few want a couple wins, and Melina wants another title shot. She doesn't really deserve it, let's be honest. And we got a few guys in that low tier popularity mark, and that's something we really have to address. It's kind of concerning. So right now, I guess, in the next few weeks is all about, well, really the next couple months is really about building these guys who are in that 60 to 70 mark and try and building them to 75 plus. Because once we get them to around that 80 mark, then our ratings and our show performances will really kick up. So we have a 3 thumbed up rivalry right there between Cena, Angle, and Taker. That's really going to be the main bread and butter. That's going to be the guts of our pay-per-view. That's going to be the real deal come SummerSlam, so we really need to rely on that being strong, and hopefully some of our other rivalries that aren't quite going as well still have enough juice in them to get us across the line. So we are going to be turning Tori Wilson so we can turn her and get her into a rivalry with Trish Stratus, I believe, is the plan. So we get her, we're going to turn her away, and in the next few weeks, heading into Unforgiven, we can start that rivalry. So that's just kind of a way to keep the Divas going and keep our, keep the Divas women's championship, I should say, going as well. So we're going to book with our main event. I tried to book at the beginning, and as I know by now, definitely don't book anything but the main event first, because the main event is really just the easiest thing to book first. You book that and you can work your way down. That's what I like to do. So at the moment, Kurt Angle versus John Cena. We need to keep our rivalry going. So we need to make sure we produce a matchup that we haven't really seen too much. I mean, Taker and Cena is our option that we're going to go with. We haven't really seen that match too much. I think we saw Cena and Kurt Angle a few weeks ago. So we'll switch that up. And we'll have a tag team matchup here. So we'll have a big name tag team match. We'll have Eddie and Kurt Angle team up to take on Van Dam and Batista. So that should be a big one. We'll play that one later on. That will be our scheduled match for today. That should be a big one because you'll have 4 big stars in the same match. Should be looking at a 3.5 star rated match because there's a rivalry behind it. Maybe 4 star. The problem is Batista and Kurt Angle aren't feuding, which is the problem there. Because if they were feuding and they were involved in that 3 thumbed up rivalry, then definitely would be a much higher rated match. But unfortunately, it's not. But it should mean that John Cena and the Undertaker should have a big match because they are involved in that rivalry, so they should get a big matchup out of that. Hopefully 4 star, maybe 4.5 star. Probably should have added a stipulation involved, but we probably will do a stipulation rather at SummerSlam when it really does count. So here's a tag team matchup again, so just kind of matching and pairing our rivalries against one another. So Matt Hardy and Randy Orton versus JBL and Booker T. We may change Hardy. We don't really have anyone else to change to. So we need to just kind of make sure that our rivalries are all matched up and everything's all sweet there. And that's really the name of the game. Rivalries right now is our most important thing. And if we can get that done, then we'll go for it. So we might switch to a mixed tag team match. We haven't done that yet. And I believe it was requested a few episodes ago in the comment section. So I didn't really remember that you could do a mixed tag. So we're going to do a mixed tag there. And finally, we'll get the rest of our superstars and divas on the card, and we'll fill it up, whether it be on Monday Night Raw or over on Sunday Night Heat. I almost called it main event. I mean, I'm so used to current day WWE, I'm calling it superstars. We put them on superstars on main event. No, it's Sunday Night Heat, and I always used to like Sunday Night Heat, honestly, and Velocity. I think they were the job shows, the lower tier guys. Mainly, like for example, on Velocity, it was definitely a lot of the cruiserweights were certainly on that show. But I always thought they were pretty good and pretty fun. So definitely check them out when I could. Alrighty, so we have Matt Hardy doubling up here, so we didn't make a switch there. And JBL was the one missing out, so we're going to switch that up to JBL. It'll mean Melina is missing out, so we see we can kind of splice her into this situation anywhere. Just kind of throw her into a matchup. JBL and Kane, that's fine. We'll put her in there. Yeah, so that'll work. So we want to make sure we use everybody every week. If there's no reason why we can't, then we might as well use everyone every week, because otherwise they're not going to get any better. They're not going to grow in popularity. If anything, they're going to go down because they're not getting used. So you need to make sure that if you can, use every single one of your superstars every week. And really, there's no excuse. You got the 5 matches on Raw, you got the 3 on Heat. There's plenty of time to use everybody. It's really if you do a singles match every single match, 8 singles matches, that's when you may run into trouble because there's 16 superstars used there out of 20. So really, that's very rare that would happen. So most weeks you should use them, but if whether it's just being a managerial role or whatever, make sure you use them. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and play in this one, and we're going to be playing probably as, we'll see who we get here. We're just going to kind of flick the control around, see who we get before SummerSlam. I mean, anybody really needs a victory here. It's such a crucial matchup, but obviously Kurt Angle will be involved in the big match, as will Batista. Perhaps we'll go with one of them. So we'll pick Kurt Angle, and let's go play this matchup. Alrighty, here comes Rob Van Dam, our former Intercontinental Champion, who's currently in a rivalry with Eddie Guerrero. So Van Dam and Guerrero will meet at the SummerSlam pay-per-view one-on-one. Unfortunately, it will not be for the Intercontinental Championship, but it'll be a big and brutal matchup nonetheless. Rob Van Dam looks popped up and ready to go. So we'll go introduce some of his partners and opponents. First, his partner, it'll be none other than Batista, chasing his first World Heavyweight Championship victory here in the series. He's yet to win one. He's had a couple chances against John Cena now, and hasn't really been able to kind of set the world on fire and get the job done. But hey, SummerSlam, Fatal 4-Way matchup, Hell in a Cell, I believe, is what we're going to go with. That's going to be huge, and that should be enough to get us a big match and perhaps a big win for Batista. And here comes Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero. So Guerrero wanted to be the next Intercontinental Champion. That didn't quite work out. Instead, what turned out to be a bit of rivalry between Rob Van Dam and Guerrero himself. Two men who just want to outdo each other, prove to the world that they're ready for the next spot in the main event. I think both men are trying to cling on to that main event spot. Van Dam's trying to, hang on to the, and move up to that level, whereas Guerrero is in danger of kind of falling out of that. So, anyways, here comes the former WWE Champion, Kurt Angle. And what an opportunity he has here tonight. Picking up a victory at Batista or Van Dam would certainly give him a lot of confidence heading in towards his title matchup in the coming weeks. So SummerSlam very close away. I mean, Angle gets it done there. He has a huge chance to kind of turn things around. It's been a few months now for Angle since he's held the gold, and he hasn't really been winning all that many matchups. So he needs to try and pick up a victory here tonight ASAP. And it's just a crucial win. As many wins as he can will certainly help his cause, and making sure that he does walk out of SummerSlam as a victor. This is his final chance, though, to really show us what he can do, and really show us that he can pick up that win. Because Angle, I think many people kind of doubting Kurt Angle. Perhaps many people think Kurt Angle is not going to be good enough. Is not going to be good enough to be a champion once again. And some have even called for him to be traded. Eddie Guerrero was in the works of perhaps being traded. But a lot of people are wanting Eddie Guerrero to stay and would rather drop a Kurt Angle, for example. So it's a big risk, a big bold move, but it could happen. It could be on the cards. And at the moment, Guerrero is the legal man. Here comes Eddie Guerrero over the top. Oh yes, Guerrero over the top rope. And he has hit that very well. Angle turning to the outside. And now Guerrero stomping away in the middle of the ring. So flying over the top rope, showing us his athletic ability right there, Eddie Guerrero. Not that we really need to be reminded of it, because he is a natural athlete, a terrific athlete, can do absolutely everything in the ring, and that's why Eddie Guerrero is such a huge threat right now to any title, whether it be Intercontinental Championship or whether it be the World Heavyweight Championship. So we'll just jump ahead a little bit here, not too far ahead, but just a little bit here, as Van Dam now tags in Batista. Eddie Guerrero now takes down Batista. Van Dam trying to help his partner get back to his feet. Now Eddie Guerrero tags in Kurt Angle. I think the tag was made. Yes, it was. And now here we go. A chance to double team up here and really continue the onslaught here on Batista. Instead, a snapmare takedown there by Kurt Angle, and Eddie Guerrero is going to be to the outside. And we'll look for a tag in later on. Oh, Kurt Angle's kind of lining up the referee there. He was in a bit of trouble. Batista now has a hold of Kurt Angle. And the knee right into the kidney. Thought he might have been looking for that fall-away slam. Instead, there it was. And out of the ring as well. Kurt Angle thrown to the outside of the ring. Well, that's the sheer raw power of Batista that just cannot be matched, and you just cannot train or practice for that, because not many men possess the power of Batista, and he's showing it right there. Well executed by Batista, throwing Angle right out of the ring, but now Angle back in the ring, and Batista still trying to maintain control here. He's in a little bit of trouble. He risks right now of Kurt Angle getting back into the matchup, but Batista's a class act and make sure that he can put Kurt Angle down and make sure that Batista can win this matchup. Oh, wait a minute. Kurt Angle hit the referee accidentally this time, deliberately taking down the referee. What's Kurt Angle's intentions here? Is he trying to get himself disqualified? Instead, he comes after Van Dam, who takes him down with a drop toe hold. Rob Van Dam went for Rolling Thunder. He missed the mark, though, luckily enough for Kurt Angle. Otherwise, that would have been real trouble for Angle, who is now trying to get those lefts and rights in there on Van Dam, trying to put him back in the corner and pin a little bit of pressure on him. Didn't quite work out that way, though. Angle pretty confident in what he's just doing, though. Van Dam will have something to say about that, perhaps. He does in the knee of the midsection there on Kurt Angle. Van Dam now has that arm in a bit of trouble. Side headlock applied now by Kurt. Still has it locked in firmly. Lets it go now, though, but the damage probably has been done to the skull of RVD. Now a German suplex. Well, that is going to take the wind out of your sails, no matter who you are. Now, here we go. We're going to move ahead a little bit further in this matchup. It's been a long one, but right now the referee just taken out Guerrero and Batista outside the ring. And oh, head first into the steel ring post goes Batista. And there you go. Batista back into the ring there by Eddie Guerrero. Not sure who the legal man is right now. Might be Batista and Eddie Guerrero. I believe it might be. So now it's the knee to the back, the lower back there of Eddie Guerrero. I don't think it is Guerrero and Batista. I should recall those words, because I believe somebody is getting counted out right now. You probably would assume it might be Angle. So Van Dam now, he's in control of Kurt Angle, not letting him get back to his feet. Batista coming after Guerrero. Guerrero slides down the ring, so it definitely is Kurt Angle. And now, oh my God, what a German suplex, landing dangerously on the back of his neck. That could have been it. That could have been the end of the career of Rob Van Dam with that type of landing. Just the hang time that he had is just unprecedented. Kurt Angle, what a German suplex. Now Guerrero off the top rope, hitting an elbow off the top. Didn't quite get all of it, but it's effective nonetheless. Van Dam now kicking Kurt Angle away from him. Batista and Guerrero back in the ring. Guerrero slides back out. I think Angle has to get back in there. Now Batista off the top, went for an elbow shot, and he caught Guerrero a little bit on the way down. Not so much to the point where Guerrero is really all that hurt. I think perhaps just stunned him a little bit. Batista back to his feet now. Probably nearly hurt Batista more so than Guerrero. Now Kurt Angle back up. He's going to make sure that Batista stays down and that he gets an opportunity here at Batista. That's really been the problem here throughout this matchup. Nobody's really had any opportunities to capitalize on any big maneuvers, which is why it's gone on for quite some time now. But what do you expect? You got four of the best that we have here on Monday Night Raw. Nobody's going to lose this match easily. You're really going to have to give it your all if you want to win this one. Kurt Angle almost forcing himself at the top rope with so much momentum there coming off the ropes there by Batista. Very lucky though. And now, oh wait a minute, Batista's got him up. Here we go, Batista bomb. That is gotta be it. And oh, the rope break saves the day for Kurt Angle, I tell you what. And now Guerrero sees the urgency in this, and he gets the referee distracted to make sure that that is all broken up, and this match continues. Angle and Batista right now still battling away. Van Dam slowly but surely trying to get back to the ringside apron to try and get himself back in the match. I'm not sure if that's the wisest decision to make by Batista, but he may have no choice, because right now Kurt Angle is firing up. There we go, Kurt Angle trying to win this matchup. A count of 2. Van Dam didn't come in for the save, and Kurt Angle picks up a massive win for Guerrero and Angle. What a victory for those two, knocking off Batista and Rob Van Dam. Well, a tough matchup indeed, there's no doubting that, but certainly to their credit, Rob Van Dam and Batista put up a big fight, but in the end, Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle continue their little run, small run of luck. Well, there you go, so two men who probably have a lot of differences between one another can put it aside for a common enemy to try and win a big matchup here on Raw. So let's go check out some of our other matchups. Kane defeated JBL one-on-one with Melina. Big Show knocked off Matt Hardy with Mickie James, so that's probably a good result there. Torrie Wilson and Booker T defeated Randy Orton and Trish Stratus. And Johnny Nitro knocks off Chavo Guerrero. And Undertaker gets the W over John Cena. So what a victory that is heading in towards SummerSlam. And that should be a really cracking matchup, no doubt about that. So let's see how the fans changed and reacted. Well, they all decided to tune into SmackDown. All 30,000 of them decided to tune into SmackDown a little bit more than Raw. So in the end, they do pick up the ratings win for the week. We still, I think, are a slight way ahead. If not, we're gone by now. So we got a pretty good show. 4-star rated main event, 3.5-star rated tag team match we just showed you. But a lot of filler of those other matches that aren't really that high of caliber, which is where we have been going wrong. And hopefully we can fix that very, very soon. So there you go. SmackDown had only had a 3-star rated show, so probably not as many 2-star rated matchups, but still in the end didn't have a great show, but they got a nice little edge on us, I guess. And there you go. So SummerSlam is approaching, and this will mark the first cross-branded pay-per-view of the year. Two shows won't be facing off against one another, but I will be very interested to see which brand puts on the better shows. The show that has the most fans before the pay-per-view will get the last match on the card. So I believe that is us. But we just have more fans. Let's go check that. Oh, it's close, but we just have more. So we have the main event, which should help us out, help our match rating out, and really overall help our overall rating of the show up, and our buy rates get them up a little bit further. So we need to try and sort out some of these misbehaving superstars we have. Let's sort that out, and hopefully from then on we can and we'll make sure that everything goes smooth sailing. Guys, thank you again for joining us for another episode of GM Mode. If you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like on the video. It'd be great. This is going to be a big goal, but it'd be great if we can hit 11 likes, just 11 likes. That will make my day. I'll be a happy man. So make sure you hit that for me. Already, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so right now. Subscribe to help the channel out and stay up to date with everything to do with BrendenPlayz. You can also do that on the website and the forums. BrendenPlayz.com is the place you need to go. Guys, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.